Starting from the freshman class, students will only be allowed to take 7 APs for the rest of their high school careers.
As most folks are aware, we've spent several years in research and development going and looking at best practice in schools around the world. We talked to over 100 college reps and really did a deep dive into what we feel students need to be future ready, so to speak, to have those skills needed in an uncertain future.
Can you explain the motivation behind capping the APs?
Should we be developing AT courses, advanced topic courses that are more relevant than most APs and more in-depth and more personalized to what kids need and what kids want and what we feel they need for the future? By capping, it gives kids more space in their schedule to get off the AP race and get into advanced topic courses and other courses that they find relevant.
Will the cap of APs affect how a top college looks at you?
Universities review each student's application within the context of their environment. So for example, if you're attending an IB school, they're expecting you to take the IB diploma. If you're at a French baccalaureate, German abitur, or an American school, they're looking at you within the context of your environment. Certainly there are some schools that there's only one AP. So number of AP by itself doesn't really say very much about who you are. It's really about that context again.
Colleges general that we talk to are saying, yeah, if they hit that cap and then go on to these other things, that actually allows them to personalize and do interesting things that may be of interest to colleges.
Do you have any concerns or thoughts about the new system?
The other option is this AT course or course offerings that are still yet to be seen. So I think I have some anxiety over whether or not those are going to be as rigorous as the AP. But I'm definitely open to it. It'd be nice to go beyond the AP curriculum. However, I think my major issue is this. I think there's a mischaracterization of what happens in AP courses. I think there's a lot of people who are not teaching AP courses who have mischaracterized this idea that it's just rote memorization. And granted, it's probably dependent on which AP you're taking. But in my course, and I think in some of the history courses, I know definitely with Mr. Stanween's, we're running a really, really good history class with the idea you're going to be able to pass the AP exam.
I don't really agree with it because, one, if people want to challenge themselves and take an AP and show that they're really advanced in a certain subject, then I don't see why they shouldn't have the liberty, especially if they can handle the workload. And some people, no one's obligated to take APs, so it seems like it should just be choice.
I understand the reason why they're doing it, to limit, because now colleges aren't really focusing on APs, but then it kind of also limits the people that excel in academics, so I feel like it's just limiting us in what we're doing.
I think that it's a really good idea because I feel like a project or a project-based learning curriculum tells a lot more about a student, tells a lot more about what the student is actually thinking and how they think than some score on an AP. You can get a 5 on an AP US history, but it doesn't say anything about the way you think. It just tells you that you can memorize this information. It's more about how you process information in this world than the way that you test out on some test.
I'll be fine with the limit to the APs as long as we can take enough ATs as we want.